Hi, everybody. This is Isaac with another TechHub.training video solution. This time I'm going to be going over the Celonis activity, specifically the Materiality Madness Challenge. We're going to be pulling up that dashboard now and quickly going over those questions. When you open that dashboard, you should see it like here. You can see the company logo, that the challenge was prepared by TechHub.training. And we'll just jump right in. This first question asks about the segregation of duties, and it's sort of an open-ended question to sort of know anything that's a little bit odd, any discrepancies that you may want to bring up to your manager to discuss and make sure that everything is okay. So first-year associate, I would point out a couple things. You can see here that the sales clerk only denied credit 4 times, which is a little bit weird when most of it goes through the computer system or the accounting clerk, which sort of makes sense. And that's a manager activity in my mind. So just a sales clerk doing that seems a little bit suspect. So that may be something I bring up, as well as the fact that the sales manager is reviewing and approving the sales invoices while also printing and doing the bank deposits. There's some room for some fraud there as well. And that may be something that I would bring up to my manager, but at the end of the day, it could be nothing. The next set of questions is asking us to check the total number of variations and to see the cash conversion cycle as a whole. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull up that Variant Explorer tab. And that first question is asking how many cases or times did, or sales orders, I guess you could say, how many times, how many cases went through that most common variant. And you can see here that you can hover over that top case and you can see it right there at 371. Or you also may have noticed that since just that most common variant is highlighted, you can see that 371 is how it goes through. And this is the most common way that the cash conversion cycle happens and where it's happened the most often. The second question is asking what are the total number of variations. There's again, a couple different ways you could do this. You can see here at the bottom that one of 22 variants is selected as shown here, but you can also go up here to the top, go from graph and click on list and scroll to the bottom and you can see the number of variants as it goes, and number 22 is the last one, so you can see that there's 22 different variations or variants within the cash conversion process. And the last question is how many cases went through the credit denied activity in total. You can see here that in the field of the Variant Explorer and in the graph, it doesn't show that activity, so it must be in one of the other variants. Just quickly, you can highlight all of them and seeing all of the different ways that it's flowed through the system, all the twists and turns that happen in a business when you're examining a process. And here you can see the credit denied activity, and you can see that happened 82 different times. Drilling down a little bit more, that there were some issues apparently with some sales reps last year pushing through some orders that were originally denied on credit to pad their commissions, so they could see a little bit of a higher check there at the end of the year. And we're going to look at how many cases there were where that credit denied activity happened, and it was immediately followed by the create the picking ticket. So it was sort of pushed through the system without the proper process, and you can highlight both of those here, and you can see that it happened 27 times, with one of them going to review and deny sales invoice, and it's still going through to record the picking of the inventory, and so that's still happening. A little bit interesting that is happening, and that's something that definitely I, as a first-year associate, would bring up to my manager. And sort of assessing the materiality of that issue as well, you can go here to the transaction details, and you can see that it's filtered from the previous page on the Variant Explorer to the transaction details, and you can see the total sales order amount of those selections was 73,000. And you can see also that each employee and employer role came through this system as well, and you can see each of the transaction IDs of where that happened, and you can drill down and get a little bit more specific information. So I believe those are the answers to all of the questions. If there's anything I missed, sound off in the comments. And if there's any different way that you found answers to these questions, please also sound off in the comments. Process mining software like Celonis, I think, is really powerful and useful, especially in the audit sense. And I encourage you to go through some of the trainings there on Celonis' website to sort of learn about a powerful software like this and how it could be used to help some of the audit procedures of audits in the future to help make it just a little bit easier when you're especially looking at the process of a company and some of its controls. That's all I have for now. Enjoy the rest of your days.